Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Yo, it's been a minute, Fez.
Awe.
It's been a minute, Fez. Yo,
We back again.
this corner, Fez.
Hey, Skesaham, dog, and we back now. Hopefully, ngoba sisuka kwenye
Ngisasithola ilanga, Fez, la eThekwini. Kade nginetha mfethu iviki lonke.
is it like 3 weeks?
2, I think. No 3 kodwa. 3, ngicazi 3. Ololama nje.
Because mina seke I think for like few weekends bekade ngilengizama ukuthi
Ngathi liyapheka ngendlela eshisa ngayo namhlanje.
and I think mesikushaya ngevalelisa though. It's just like papa yini welcome Samu ngoba sazoshisa bro.
Akusazoshisa.
Bro, like lithina sike endaweni vele futhi ibonile ukuthi we recording today yathi yazini.
Aliphume.
Because phela wena uphuma kwi school what that's why kade singa record people because
Mphuma kweni.
bese phuma kuma exam mode and what not.
Hey ba.
When did you finish?
Ngicede nsukwini ngicabanga had a sub. Cabanga bese ngithi
Yeah, the sub. Bro, angazi haba na sub not even
how was it?
No, it's not about this trend. It's just
We pressure first, we pressure. But
what happened?
abang should do 2% ukuthi ngipass. Before was for English.
Wow. The irony.
The irony, ne?
Kabak. Guy uthanda isingisi.
It was for English. But yeah, kubalekile nene ngiqhubeka. Kuwena ama exam amba kanjani?
Well, for me it's bro. It's a bit different because like you know it's a long distance type of thing. And mina ngisuka from a campus vibe going to like a long distance doing everything 70 they're talking about 80% everything you senzela wena yabo. So I had to adjust writing the exam for the first time after 2015 I think that was the first time by the exam after this was the first time, so hey, adjustment bruh. It was hard. It was hard because manje if I ihlukile most of the content it's there was no well there was a tutor but there was no lecturer like so we had to bamba yonke into ekhanda like the more into ethandayo ke it's our strugglation alone then yeah even though strugglation but it's not that much
Okay.
I just did because clearly I think you should say abantu abenza matric you matric students ooh brah. How many subjects did you do at school? 7 and all of them had exams.
Yeah.
Can you do that again if
Ngeke. Ihlukile phela manje yabo feel like into yenza ka matric is 3 months ever since. Into yenza unyaka wonke ka matric is 3 months. The work is too.
you think it's harder evarsity na high school?
Way harder face.
When it comes to exams.
Yeah, otherwise nje it wouldn't make sense.
I don't think it's hard. I think compared to because most of my metric wise you still fresh minded about still a young person young.
Usho manje first year noma ku matric straight.
Usho matric straight. Like the whole high school development is so fresh yabo and kuba nzima because I remember it's not even 7 exams because English language has like 3 papers. If you're doing geography you had to do 2 exams. What else? Tourism I think because I also
now too.
how many exams you get, bro?
Maning, there's a lot of them. But then like you have like the whole year. I think that's the
Yeah.
sebenza ukho ofana it's a lot of work. And futhi there's freedom. So with the benefits of matric is that you are forced to attend a scale like ube present. So you learn a lot. With varsity there's so much freedom like you can choose with namhlanje ngena noma ngeni yini.
And plus yabona freedom, bro. From 2000 laba bazoyithola freedom. 2000.
Hey ngiyathanda ukunyela ama 2000.
No. Who
Yeah.
I think I should say freedom bona they the first people about in terms of South Africa though. See sinalento le ukuthi this is the generation number 2000 they are the first ones I experience I would say total freedom in terms of finances because my parents say most of our parents they are in middle class now, so we were able to afford my iPhones because if you go to Instagram man full of teens, they're teens now 18 years 19 years full of them and bonke with the all smartphones, camera wise, you see the quality yabo, and they're smart.
Yeah, it's progress. If it's made of Benjamin, I'll be surprised if the next generation was dumb. This is my king.
Nah, but isn't it like vele kuba njalo ukuthi every generation
Man.
it's intellectually better than
Man, otherwise there's no progress. So we just came from an interview, Fethu.
Yeah, shout out to uGeleza uPurity udla wengane ukudla wengane ezibizayo ukudla wengane.
How did you feel about the interview?
It was nice, man.
Was it the first radio interview?
Yeah, I think so.
Uh-huh.
I just think that's kade ngangetha. But it was fun because they had the energy in it, which is free energy, just, you know, talking about life, deep conversation, jokes and whatnot. I like that. So shout out to poet Ushem for hooking us up.
Definitely.
Thank you much. Otherwise ngaba senzanga lona. Because talking about Amalo, what's the shout out to Purity or something for Buzan?
No, it was good. It's like I feel like the energy was clean, it was nice, it was welcoming, it was
fun.
But like see, showcase level
More if you're already a personality, you have to be fun. Otherwise, yeah, because the hey,
but like one thing that I realized from like a lot of interviews, it's like after it's like during the interview there's like tension, and then no, it's like being live has a certain pressure to it. So being recorded has a certain pressure to it, and so it's like because that did happen. I'm planning like after the pelile, I was a bit more like
because Kamalas is purity, so which means babies. You're falling on. Do you want to have kids?
Yeah, I do have kids, first.
Var?
I have kids. Yeah, I do have kids.
Khona ba players are hidden somewhere singawazi. You want to have kids?
Yeah, preferably a baby girl first.
Go on. That's interesting. Because most of them prefer abafana, of which bafika nepeace. Yeah, I am my boy, dog. I wonder if we're gonna start talking about my boy. Singakhuluma iziphele because he forced me to adjust a lot in terms of maturity wise. That's the thing about kids. You never know how are you under pressure until you have a kid who broke. Have a kid who broke. Because there's this kind of couple Mapara here, eThekwini Yamande, that ngababona while she was pregnant on the streets, begging for money, more robots in every day. Ngabona when the baby was born, carrying her around. Mind she's walking, they're still on the streets. Yeah, family, whatever thing. I'm always looking at the dude. I'm like, bruh, I don't know your story, but I can assume you have it rough. Because imagine you're in the streets, you part, and you have a family. There's a lot you have to fight now. So yeah, when I mean she's really as a boy is like I'm starting stages and stuff for Uzalo, but then it couldn't have been worse. Yeah, because there are guy bonds shit. So when you ready for your uncle and because it's expensive first. Whoa, by when then you think you'll have a kid? 2027. Rotate. How old will you be?
How old would I be? I'll be 27.
You're telling me you go to the 19 March?
Tell me now how old I'd be.
How old you will be in Alice Cat? Go 2027, you're soon at 27. Oh, what's she age? I thought you were saying a year. Why 30 years?
I feel like it's a good age to have a kid.
Good age?
Yeah.
Why? yazi-ke mina ngibulala ngabo why everything.
Why besingena noma ngakuphi ngazisibheka.
No, but give me that answer. Why you think 30 years old?
I'm not research, I'm not must.
Yeah, but the way we feel. Why?
Yeah, 30 is a good age to something like that.
What makes it a good age?
Because I think 30 is like singulile mathini, singulile kule stage whereby because if you like before you become a teen, and then you come to the stage where you're young adults.
Yeah.
And then I feel like with 30, I'm in someone who says young adults and adults.
Isn't it like with the young adults today from 25 to 25 or 20 something to 35 or something?
26 imagine, but you're still like a young adult. 26.
Yeah, isn't it? I know it's 21 to 35 or my young adults before you get to.
I feel like I've been around doing a date. I'm doing it the way they behave and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I won't know what's okay. Like the way that they see the world is different, man. They see what in terms of like being a family, like building a family and settling down. So, ngakho ngiyilomnyaka loyo because person imbonile or was focused about that like ngimasikhuluma naye all the time.
Oh.
And ngibona ukuthi okay, it's not about payments anymore. It's about
Who was that?
it's a homie of mine.
Why was he relationship was he your uncle, your friend?
I worked for him in the studio.
Oh, why phela ubileza amapantsula wena? Shy contemporary.
So I spent a lot of time with the guy, like the entire year,
I'm sure wisdom he was just feeling you. Yeah. That's why I like staying with people who are a bit older than you because they give you wisdom.
Like I became friends with his friends.
Yeah.
His friends now.
Yeah.
It
Influence.
a lot about how I see myself. Now I'm going to I can actually like socialize.
Yeah. Were you shy?
No, I was not. I was actually more comfortable with them than I am with people of my own age.
That happens. That could make sense because if you don't actually connect in terms of conversation wise with someone, you always feel like because if imagine I'm feeling so cool about a certain subject. Like njengathi ngisho interview ukuthi every person has a perspective and life it's always guided by something. So if my perspective and your perspective don't link up and we're not comfortable in having those conversations in terms of just because I see the world this way when you see the world this way and you can't have those conversations, that determines the maturity and how far that conversation can last. So before I say about deep, there's a question the footballs are on because it's a hammer this when it's in November or end of November, December because and so when all my roommates they did something they made me think of a topic because young ass bro I've been moving around bro I'm a flats just swam I am successful in life. That's when guys would say I've stopped moving around, but for some reason that's like a blessing in disguise because I like to read people's behaviors and personalities and I enjoy a lot of psychoanalysis. So when you're moving around, you find different personalities and I'm a person that is in terms of roommates. Being a roommate with someone that's so coming to varsity and you find a total stranger. We have to get along. We have to find that thing as last. So that's my topic. When how much you think that part of your life for a young adult influences in the perspective of life in terms of the different personalities or discover in terms of school roommates wise because all roommates. Means one about 4 because this is what I've realized every flight I move glon there's always going to be one person that's going to shy son and I just because it's just with my energies don't match for whatever reason he might have whatever reason and any party for there's this thing about roommates about fighting a roommate there are always these petty things it's fun when I want to be fights about roommates if you are someone outside.
Oh, hey. You know the deal. So namhlanje siphethe i-tag team Champions League.
Yes, we have Almo and Saint in the building.
Hey,
How are you?
Awesome stuff. Thank you guys for coming, Perusa. I okay, Banjo guy, Banjo's going first.
I can go first.
Okay.
Okay. Tori Saint.
Yes.
I also understand this.
That's
Sure.
a very nice name.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, Tori Saint, like,
Yeah.
okay, go listen to the mates. How did this come up?
It was given to me by a very, very special person in my life, Mbatha Mom. So she said, when I see you, I see victory.
Oh.
And so the Tory comes from that. And
Oh, Victory.
Yeah, let me tell you again about the story some roommate. So like what I'm saying, it's about 8 in there. And he's sleeping with this strange dude on Hamas. We just met. Luckily, I don't know, but luckily we could somehow get along, even though he was a bit strange at first. And sleeping together. And there's always these fights that happen in Lin. I will fight with Ubani or 7 guess. Those fights are so funny if you're not involved. Because omunye umjito efikile endlini not endlini yethu ngangiye ku roommates wabanye yabo guest somehow. It's not like when umakhelwane and the roommates angihlala naye wa friend wabo, so mina ngifuna go charge because my room engenawo gas. And they were fighting about ukuthi indaba zoma girls. Ukuthi lebo guy bafaka lama visitor lawa what not for isikhathi eside ufuna ukulala thina. And all the time ngihleli ngiyahleka ngithi this is funny conversation. Why am I messing if you are the one who's involved? So when I discuss this, because what mean you don't want to stay here? Why though? Exactly.
it's too much, too many. Number one, the space is none. Number two,
Space is none. How so?
Like compare the space
Yeah.
like in terms of like cramped erase. It's like umpete I have
Yeah, but the rest are grand in a way. I was able to move. I don't know what idea you have about Amares, but rest is our one of my commune.
space in number two was just here in the film and I do the student.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
You don't want to be a student. We is busy.
No, I am a student, but I'm phone chip. It's not where I call and yes,
Nalo we are called.
just reaffirm.
Isn't it like you can help her to focus a bit more?
I can still focus me like.
Also, you know, just
I'm
because residence, student residence, it's another life, dog. It's another life, and I lived that life for a long time.
Another thing is just like my personality is my needs.
So you can't deal. And this.
What kind of business you have to micromanage your own business? Because you have to I'm in a mood to know, and
yeah. That's why I've chosen it. I'll still be me.
no,
If you know, I'll still be me.
I go to you. It's strategic. I go to you lose a part of yourself, but you understand what's in this situation. Because remember when and the mood to tell you get clash and so on, and I'm going down now.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of being civil.
What is the silliest thing our fights on roommates now? Like the silliest, it's mostly Julia is like, really, did we really fight? Oh, we had no tension. There was this thing that created tension because some people don't like confrontation, so my fights never usually happen. Go when I elephant it there's this tension. What was that last thing old Kumbula? No, it doesn't necessarily be here, but
This is the first time I've had
I chose you stayed with roommates. There was this story actually. So
okay, so this one time, I'm on the phone. I lost my phone, and then one of the person that I was working with, because I used to teach at the studio, and then from the studio I moved to teaching at Ecolin.
yeah.
But Ecolin answered. So when I lost my phone, the answer wasn't Ecolin. He needed to so wanginika ifoni yakhe yabo like I know ngibona kwangi kumzokwazi ukuthi akhulumane naye so ngisebenzisa leyo phone for a while and then eventually one of my students ongangifundisa naye wanginika ifoni engcono
Yeah.
so ngaqala ngaba nabafuna u2 and then because at that time khona umuntu engangihlala naye at that time
Yeah.
and so wayenokuthanda ukusebenzisa ifoni yami Facebook so ngasabotha zini vele nginamafuna u2 ngamnika le athi le ngiyakuba
Yeah.
so ngisebenzisa le wayithatha ifoni ngihlale phansi wayithatha ifoni oyidayisa ifoni and mina ngiyazi ukuthi uyidayisile ifoni because angisayiboni manje ngiyamazi ukuthi ayidayisa yonke
Why though? Why did you sell the phone?
for weed yeah
Isn't as I was expecting anything stronger than you weed because I don't think weed though. What else did he do?
no weed ayinalutho but i-personality yomuntu ukuthi udependa because umuntu wangakwazi ukuspend a day without smoking weed
Yeah.
so was weed now because ngiyazi ukuthi leyo nto ngishingo
So man, what do you do when you must tell you this dude?
no
So vele aqala indaba.
phela like a week ngisazama ukucheck ukuthi okay sikhipani nalindaba lefoni because vele mina ifoni ngami yabo nasi ngimnikile so umuntu omuphi into ngathi uyayidayisa ngisiphisa la angeke because vele sengimnikile but into engangifuna mina ukuthi kube khona lo honesty between us so mina ngamtshela ukuthi ke nena khona i-memory card yasefonini engiyifuna
Yeah.
so it will be for
Or you just creating the conversation
yeah,
at like.
attention ukuthi akhiphe iqiniso ukuthi ngifuna because mina ngifuna yazi ukuthi ukuthi uyidayisele it's fine
Yeah.
angazi but angaphethe ngathi khona so esikhathi eside lokho ephethe ngathi khona thathu ngiyazobeka I phela 2 days bese ngithe hayi ifuna khona lithi ngiyidinga namhlanje cela ukhiphe so mina ayiphi phone and base hayi manje mfethu ifoni
Isn't that ironic? You would see every time you touch the right button. Oh, okay, we met.
ngangathi ukuthi ngeke aza afika khulumile so kwamele ngimpress
Yeah.
so ngathi ayiphethe namhlanje idinga futhi ubheka uzuyithola kuba xa wayibheka thathu no ngidinga manje bheka uzuyithola manje angithi ifoni mina ngithi unginikile so yazi ngenza amanje thatha le ngubo uyoyidayisa uthola imali bese ngithenga ifoni because ngayidayisa ifoni yakho manje senze ngiyithenga phela mina nginolojito njalo uma ngibhekile ngiyakwazi uyicorrect iphutha la mina bethatha life ifoni nganginikile ukuthi kube yakho but mina ngifuna ukuthi mahlala naso ube neqiniso wazi ukuthi eksepe le phone ngithathile ngayidayisa
That's one thing I've realized. It happens. Then, see.
so mangihlala naye the situation was abazali bakhe I think they got a house so when they got a house they moved to somewhere else and then they hlala behlala kibo so when I was staying with them I didn't pay the rent
Right.
indaba yefoni uthi lonke lesikhathi uhleli la iphi imali yerent ngifuna yonke mina vese
Isn't it just such a petty way of when this is?
listen because yena didn't buy groceries mina ngithi fethu my groceries besida ngami
There was a balance here.
uthatha amaphepha ashaya phansi uthatha izinto beka phansi
But let me ask you this, ngaleso story sakho ukuthi what is it exactly when did you take from the type of like interaction you made? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like people show a side. Like people show the side they know. Like capacity is half of the side. Number one. Number two, futhi abantu they have an idea of where in relation to them because mina nomstelo ngiyamazi ukuthi yabo uphuma lokushini wafika wahlala ngahlala khona suburban area.
Yeah.
So manje abantu ayihlala nabo suburban area people babisaba kuzona lokuthi
Uyilokish.
so
And so okay.
when he saw me amongst them he thought of me like that as well so ngabona the dichotomy ukuthi yena wayibona ukuthi
Man, hold up. Back the what? When I actually you need to tell me because I don't know what the hell is that dichotomy. What's that?
the relationship like
The balance, yeah.
hierarchy.
Oh, the dichotomy. Yeah. I feel.
So wabona ukuthi yena since yena ephumuleshini wonke umuntu unganakanisa lokho
Oh, you thought of you because you were from the suburbs. Oh.
mina into ayisho ukuthi lalela ukuthi ngifuna ukutshengisa
I have a logish bone. Ghetto.
But like what I'm buying is that's the thing. Because it doesn't feel like I'm that was the problem.
Ego. Measuring your dick so who's got the biggest dick. Come on now.
Okay,
I mean, that's the thing that always irritates me in my roommates because there's always this trying to prove a point thing.
it's okay, so it's hard, man. Like, see, like, yeah.
Like, come on, chill out, galonto because
Yeah, nah, it was off this idea, was it, like, also, like, the culture of it, like, you're right, why love with you, he's that type of person, and so, in the interact and about in terms of, like, if you prove what he can outsmart you in any situation, and no one do, like, the way that you can study a person's character is how they talk about you when they're talking about someone else, and so why you're going to feel I'm doing about the matter,
which means also happens to you.
yabona ukuthi so nakimi wayibona ukuthi nami ngenza kanjalo so mina amtshela ukuthi yazi mina the only reason why ngilokhu pressure ngale phone lena anginendaba before ngifuna ukutshengisa ukuthi
Accountability though, responsibility, and say nah.
indaba clever bakho ngisebenza isizoqhubeka hlale sobabili
But our nature.
sisolve le ndaba ukuthi don't think ukuthi uzohlala relationship so yeah what quality afterwards
But that's the nature of us as human beings. We don't like being on the wrong side. Accepting that you're the one who messed up the whole movement. We have to face the underlay.
yeah
Because
the thing is I was unless you do that
exactly, it's part of growth. People, there's this thing, but now you know, because I remember, which I really understood the whole concept to accept Uguti. I was the one who was wrong. You see those Pakistani shops. I go there, Cloud 34. I'm high there. Gila, I'm high than the I'm my own world. So I have in my wallet I had 90 rands. Yes, there was a 50 rand and 220s. So when I'm tata emali going to buy something, I'm just picking up and I took the last paper, the last notes of which 50 rand. So in my mind I had 50 rand and some because it was at night. So I go there, I pay for whatever I was buying, and then the guy gives me change of 20 rand. I'm like, nah, now we have to fight because I don't understand. How am I giving you 50 rand and when you're just gonna give me 20 rand? Can't be. So the crazy thing is, I can see camera, man, because I can tell you deep down, I knew 50 rand. I knew that's 50 rand. I gave that guy 50 rand. I took get him in a dude. Come on, I gave you 50 rand. You know, not the camera. You wanna check your camera? You know, Avume, so quick. I'm like, yeah. Wait here. Got him in. Okay. So for a moment, you always get the roots. Okay. Yeah, you're right. So you born camera, it's also camera. But then the energy you see him is so confident. It's so cocky. I'm like, I'm like, okay, let me think carefully. What did I do? I'm high, firstly. There's a possibility I could have I saw my own thing. Got chill up. And for some reason, it was dude, you need to move on. And I had to go somewhere for some reason, thinking that by JPs. So I was already late. Banana and then let me just move on. So the thing is, we're still waiting for to close over because he couldn't open the system on my camera because there's some password type of thing. So we're waiting for that person. While we're waiting for the guy, I'm sitting like because if the guy arrives and it's at all, because I was, when there's a scene, people are waiting with you, and people are not buying. There's this tension and alive, and then only to find which way and yes, I could have messed up. It's cool. If I did pay with the 50 rand, it's fine. Let me leave. So check out your wallet time because I left my wallet. So check out your wallet time with what money did I left. Make figure out here. There's a 50 rand and a 20 rand. Jeez! I was like, shit. It was a shit with a ham. And I had to understand sometimes you need to, because the wrong. And I can't wait for the guy offering a camera and the password and open and see myself because there's gonna be too much. That's cool. Let me go. The accountability. That's the hardest thing you have to do.
like 40 at the same time, like I think when you understand and face the fact that you were wrong. Local ones will make conscious on the next decision that you make. Like if you come it's like if you launch and get away with it.
Habits is another thing.
So the minute that you take responsibility for it, you become more conscious of what's in mind. I'm touching me right because I'm full of face of consequences. I'm wise on face. And so like running away from the consequences of your decision only limits your growth because
The crazy thing, you can't run away from no consequences. You can only hide, but when they're always going to be there, unresolved.
that's the reason.
You're hiding though, but they're there. They are there. You did lie, you did whatever. So in hey, bruh,
So what's the craziest roommate story you have?
bruh, I mean, I have plenty, dog. The craziest, I don't know what's the craziest. The only thing I guess you would see, I was staying with roommates during the period, Yama, oh, you know that thing. Heavy. I had roommates who were heavy on that thing. I mean, I've always been around those guy events, smoking weed, do whatever, and I've always been the guy who's like like and do his own thing. But I would still interact with people because I knew it's okay. This is what I doing. This is what I'm doing with my life. As much as Dente corner, but bruh, they were heavy. We go. I'll literally wake up, go 10, or not necessarily go 10 something on a Wednesday, go 7. They were partying since yesterday and go 10 on a Tuesday. Yes, no alcohol, no weed, all windows are closed. Because we had to be warm. Jackets, baba, hoods, leather jackets. You waking up, baba, there's this funk at Golendlin. Like, what the hell is going on? How much it selling? Allah. How's it go? You become a slave for music if you go. They were slave. Even if it 2 hours is scary. There's this thing, that's a movie, because even if there's no music. So back low vibe play. They were literally like 3 weeks, months, don't again. I had to deal along. Worst thing I had my whole hard drive stuff deleted. Like a 3 gig type of thing. Schoolwork. Let me emphasize schoolwork. 3 gig files of the schoolwork. Imagine you document E1 with how much space it takes. Imagine with how many documents is that. The whole thing deleted. Because you know why? Even though if you have roommates, you're always comfortable with the laptop. Yeah, nah, it's cool. Use my laptop. Password. Yeah, if I'm move while I'm going to work because I was working at the time. Cool. It's cool. But one thing I figure there's a friend of a roommate, which he's our friend but from school. But we're not really like that, me and I. But the laptop he's using, it's my laptop because we niggas were the roommates one. So no, I'm not mad at that. It's cool. Do your thing, whatever you always do. So messing figure and then I take the laptop and I vola because I had separated my hard drive. We had to separate from the actual drive. Like because this was for school. You figure this shit is empty. You know the thing, luckily it was the end of the year and the stuff that was for previous years. I'm like, okay, what happened with USB? What happened to my stuff? Who's the first person who's on booze? The guy who was here, which is the one who opened the laptop and the password. Dude, what happened with laptop here? Yeah, now some other guys were busy with the laptop. So I'm like, what happened with laptop here? I was gonna give you what? Agas, because literally agas. What you gonna do with that? And Tintala face, dude, what happened? No one is gonna admit. Because why? Uzo tap. Where is gonna get the whole information now? Kamuza said to guy, nah, I'm gonna try and recover. I'm like, dude, stop wasting my time. Because you know what happened with this? What happened to the whole thing? Because the crazy thing, once you separate your drive, if you're deleting something, it's permanently deleted. I will recycling bin. So it was gone. Bruh, I was frustrating and hot. Almost hot. I was mad. But mind you, I had no one to direct the energy towards. Because if you're a director, I'm basically blaming you. I gave you password, but nothing happens if when we say this laptop. But your friend who figure now messes up, agasash. So I had to take that L. I touched the L and I relaxed. That was the whole thing. That's why even now I don't like people using my stuff. It's cool when I say this, but not as much. You know? Let me know. It's okay, dude. I'm using your laptop. I'm using your thing, and so that whatever happens, I will know. I'm the one who gave you the permission. Because monga sanginike permission, it's like most of you I'm gonna be mad. Yabo. So, bruh.
Yeah, it's been a good 2 months for South Africa, basically. A lot has happened.
Yeah, hey, bruh.
We are now Springbok won the World Cup.
Yeah. Kaiser Chiefs. Hey, bro. Kosi for life. Hey, bro. Hey. Squads shy away. We need to speak about that. Yeah. Ngiyabonga ngeSouth ngeKaizer Chiefs because bese ngithe kuse 20 but my message
Springbok.
Springboks siyakholisa.
Like, you see my post, that is.
Who? Who's those? Politics wise, I'm not into that kind of thing. What happened?
So, like, after everything that was happening, he was like, he's not going to celebrate the victory of Springbok because it's not the victory of the country. Because, like, abantu abakhona, there's a lot of black guys, abashiwe, police is just there. It's just,
When what's your take now?
Oh,
Oh, both I mean.
yeah. Like,
Oh.
it's just a black guy. He's there. Like, my name, the good players and the good bad players. It's just like it was the colonizers versus the colony. It wasn't South Africa versus England. So, what do you think about that? Do you think that the Springbok winning World Cup brought South Africa together, or it's just
I would say as in Rabbi. Yeah. What those? I can understand which way it's coming from. Firstly, I need to say that because the whole ideology, EFF, it's all about black power. So he's always pushing the agenda of blackness. So I can understand why he's saying that because majority, Rabbi on its own, it's majority, predominantly white people who play the thing. Because that's how it's been. And I want to whoever wants to be part of London, there are certain, I would say, still ideologies you have to adopt, which are not necessarily African, but you have to, because you have to fit in. You have to, even if you're talented as much, because once you, as a black person, once you're given something, you're always gonna reach your thing. So I can understand where it's coming from. Uguti, is it a good statement or not a good statement? I don't know. It's up to you. It's how it goes to perspective. It depends how you look at life. So if you look at life easily offended, then I understand. But me, I'm not offended. I understand why he's saying that. Because it's a fact. I don't know about who players have left because I don't follow rap that much. The players who are left. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because it's a victory of South Africa. Some may say. So, because why? We won, so now it doesn't matter. Which is true. Meti, Siakolis is the forefront of Uzoba. Who's this dude? DNA. Same thing. It's a front.
I think it's sad now.
I don't know. It's something that's hard to figure out. But if he has a reason to say it's a front, obviously there's something he knows I don't know. So I'm not gonna say manga. He has a point. Muguba is taking that from something. Udlos is a guy who's in psychology. He's a very smart dude. It's not just when the political thing. So he's very educated. Yeah, if you are able to, I want to if you are able to do that, do that. If I'm not able to do it, which means I have something, I have a reason that's causing me not to be acceptance of the whole thing. So if he's got his own reason, it's cool. Well, now you can move on. But mind you, Irapi for me, sporting Asana because it brings people together. So it did that because my roommates, the dudes they were into it. So it's fine. So what do you think?
And that's also the whole idea of the black people that were left behind. You don't delay when they felt like anything down. I could apply anyway. That was where I was first. Then I had a conversation with someone who made me realize something very important. And I feel like I'm disrespect to Okolisi by saying that it's in the forefront because they undermine his potential and his ability.
Dude.
It's like Aranayo, he only made it there as just just which is black and he found my man. But he actually has
The my money effect.
but he actually was better than white people, than all the other teammates. It's not because he was black, it's because he's a good rugby player. And so Moses Muti is there because he's black and
Can I tell you something?
undermining his potential. He doesn't deserve to be there as a rugby player.
Can I tell you something? South Africa is not ready to have that type of conversation. Where, because if you're gonna break down into anything, there are certain elements that apply from that statement. But we're not ready as a country. It's too early to sing about a conversation of certain things are happening black and white. I want to be like, Baba, let's move on. We're all together. But in reality, we are not. The only power black people have in South Africa is the political power. Any other power, we don't have power. Economic wise, what do we have? But let me show you, we're not as a country, we are not ready to have long conversation, those type of conversation. Even if we try, there's always going to be emotions, and because everyone wants to prove their whole perspective, their life, which is it's the one. No one is not able to understand. There's a thing. There's a door, or there's a branch, or there's
But it's two
that you still don't know that you can still learn.
it's two ways at the same time. It's like well, if you look at a situation, for you to look at a situation and analyze it wisely, it's always good to see on your perspective and then look at the other person's perspective.
Yeah, true.
Like he saw it only under a political perspective, and from seeing it from that perspective, it limited him from making a rational judgment.
Yeah.
Because man, like it's true, he's really undermining what you see, his ability as a rugby player. That's what me. If I was in the shoes and I saw such a statement, and I'm only the leader because
Just the forefront.
I'm black and could represent it as like I'm representing South Africa. Then it takes everything I've worked hard for. What's it? No, when the only thing that made you be there is because you're black. The fact that you are good.
What was his statement saying? It's because the reason we won. It's because of Okolisi, because he was in the forefront.
Yeah.
That was his, okay. I don't know. It was his statement like this team, but let me show you that maningi conversation that we need to have as a country, and we are not ready. We are not ready, and I like the movement in terms of the young ones. It's a development. We were able to tackle our conversations. Njengathi senza le nkondlo le engiyenzile show. That ironically, because you did the other poem, which was speaking totally the opposite, not opposite, but a different perspective towards the one I think is. You can't deal with that type of talk. If you're gonna come to me and say Jesus never existed, look, first, because why? Because we grew up knowing that's the life we've been. But my man saying it's mina wena lalel. Ndabaza Noah Akila awumayancane. That concept on its own, it's a story. It doesn't make sense if you're gonna break it down. But we don't do that. Siyathatha nje kunikwa wona and we sinikeza faith. Faith can be anything. Faith you grabbing air. Grab air and then tell yourself this is what I'm holding. That's faith. So I prefer to know into. And the interesting is I like there's this thing I want to every time they always want to know what do you believe in. Why is that necessary?
So that they can know what should they associate with you.
And exactly, bafuna ukufaka at a certain box. I don't believe in any. Most of the moment, I don't believe in anything. They're like, how are you living? I am, but doesn't because we've been giving land we need to believe in something, which is not a bad thing if that's how you see life. Which in order to push, in order to go somewhere, you need to believe in certain things. You need to believe with someone. You need to believe we hire what. Do you? But if there are people that are wins, just the least you can do is to find out why they are like that. You might find something interesting now. Because some people, in terms of the Rastafarian culture, people they always refer as Rastafari. If you are a German or Yeshinyam, no one ever went as far as asking why they chose not to eat meat. If I suppose a low question, like you might be interested, you might find a whole side of a life you never knew existed, but no one does that.
Yeah, there's an interesting philosopher. They don't want interrogation.
No one wants to be challenged.
Yeah, no one wants to be challenged. So,
Because if you're challenge, you killing me. Because you're saying
and sometimes,
what I know. You telling me it's not
and sometimes there's a
facts.
especially with things of faith. I can understand why they don't want to be challenged, especially with things of
Because
faith.
that's
Things
where
of
it
faith-
started.
No, things of faith are not rational. They can't be rational. Ngeke uzukwazi ukuthi uthathe into that exists in the spiritual world and explain it in the natural world. Ngeke uzuyi-understand leyo. So sometimes like umuntu uyakholelwa le nto lena but can't explain why they believe what they believe. And so when I'm ofika nombuzo, you put them in a place whereby it seems like le nto abayibhilivayo because they're idiots, but it's not because they're idiots, because they can't explain or put in words why they believe what they believe. But the truth of it is real to them. And so you understand, that's why people don't want to be challenged in terms of things of faith, because it's spiritual. Into spiritual like siyali mhlaba leyo. So ngeke uzuzama ukusebenzisa amagama omhlaba uchaza into yangasiyona umhlaba.
Yeah, man. So let's close the show because it's got to see Bangel. Let me just do one poem, and then segue from the topic is Kunai. I call this poem Backyard. The reason I say backyard, it's you might catch it with poem, but it's basically saying anything that's a back. I take backyard and identity, the same thing. So if I say my backyard, your backyard, it's you. Whatever it's in your backyard, it's you. It's who you are. So that's the idea behind the poem. So let me do one. Kazi uyothi ungubani mhlabethi ulimo alifane nesikhumba bethi amazinyo awahlafuna nambitha wala mathe izithende zimbe ekhaya amazwi namaphimbo avusa uboya emva kwezindlebe uyothi ungubani bonke bayazazi bonke futhi bayazi ukuthi anizazi manje bayazenzela nje ngithuli aniboni noma senithi liyazibuka izibukweni bese nibona izitho ezithi wena owakuleli kodwa wena ufisa ngazi ukuthi awusiyena wakuleli engani kufanele nje awazi ukuthi kusho ukuthini kuba wakuleli. They ask me what I'm hiding in my backyard. I tell them there's nothing, but they hiding me. They ask me not to visit the back room, it's for family only. What skin color is that family? What mountain is that family from? Exactly. So don't tell me about my back room, my backyard while you had the keys all along. You had the keys, man. You had access to my body, my mind, my tongue, my teeth, my listening, my ears, my bones, my flesh. No, actually, you took it. My space, my taste, my sounds, my fears, my joy, our joy, my shame, guilt, my guilt that you put on me, shame, doubt. I doubt you had shame on you. You carry yourselves as one absence of shame. Maybe it was me. Maybe it's me. No, maybe it was you. It's you. It's the shades. It's the shades of my melanin. It's the shame. Maybe you were ashamed of how you felt about me. No. Maybe you fear me. So what you say?
There's a truth in that. There's also like if I'm afraid of what you if I know who you are, I will wanna make if I know who you are and I'm afraid of who you are, I will make you forget who you are so you never become what you're supposed to be.
You know that. That concept is the concept that's been carried from way back. And you know how deep is it? It's not even right now. It's not even in the process of like they still. Whoever they started, now it's automatic. We are fighting again. We are taking into that's was meant to break us. We're defending it. If it's come on with the actual light. If I open the door, light and listen. Whatever you've been going, not saying it's the wrong way, but there's another way.
Everything has been.
You see, so imagine it. That's why I want to do. Some people want to fight you, defending this idea. You would see, this is what idea. bruh, the idea of heaven and hell is like you need to choose. You are occupied with something in fact that's like it's very little like in has little to do with who you are. Ukuthi where are you going if you die and where you gonna go. That has a little effect. But now sesi occupied kakhulu kulo space leso ukuthi you need to figure out. Which is why you always religion. The reason I won't say I don't like. The reason I always have a problem with religion. Ukuthi three things. It teaches you three things: shame, guilt, and doubt. You're always doubting into eningi. You're always ashamed of into eningi, and guilty. Some people they go because of like ngaqala from the Bible all the way. It emphasizes those zinto kakhulu. So people are always in fear. They're always in fear. You're always scared. You're always yonke lento le. So you can't move on. Fear, Baba, is Irene said something. I can't remember, but along the lines of Uzi fear is the enemy of progress. So you can't do anything if you are afraid. So if that's lalel, this is if one's AJ uzwambe osha eternity life. Come on.
Become not who you really are. So it's like it's a lie because now you're living a life because you're afraid of this, but then like that life is not honestly what you truly believe in, what you think.
Limiting yourself.
Yeah, so it's not truth. And I believe people should live in truth. Live true to who you are.
Very kunzima ukuthola lonto le because you know about knowing who you are. It's him. If you want to know who you are, you need to search for who you are, which means fanele dig deep. Because what omunye discovering who you are, it's like peeling an onion, layer by layer. The party the last part of the onion, and that's who you are. And getting there, you need to layer by layer. Because most times you're gonna break a lot. Searching.
But also there's an easier way to it.
Yeah.
We all have internal navigating system. Like we are, people call it a conscious, people call it different things.
Intuition.
But we are
Sixth sense.
But you can feel it. Almost when it's that goes against who you are. You feel it in your skin. You feel it. Yeah,
same thing. So energy wise.
If people were to always whatever your conscious is, if you were always to listen to that thing, you would discover who you are quicker. Because literally ikhuluma nawe. And sometimes I wasn't to why. That's who you are. If you were to listen to your conscious every single time, it tells you don't do this, do this. Even if it means questioning your conscious, why should I choose to do this? Why should I do this? You'll be able to discover who you are. At a point where you won't even have to rely on other people to tell you what to do.
Not just other people, other things. Yeah, when if you realize that you're the first person who worked for 9 months, you knew how to survive. We had connection. We've been stripped away from connection in nature, so we don't connect in nature. Once for some reason, anything that's natural, we don't like. Think about it. That's if I can give you a raw cucumber, that shit will taste bad because you're not used to it. You're not used to the taste. Not to which is actually bad, but your taste buds are used to sugar and sweet things, whatever. But dog, we ask now. Yes. So, 6 December.
Yes.
Yeah, 6 December. You at the playhouse. Oh. Funa abantu bafike bacaba bazokubona ngikho lapha. No, but be there watching. Yabo.
So I'm at the playhouse for
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. It's for free. Oh. Yeah, Sechos. Lalel, lekenge le world of words. Hey, ngiyakhona. Yes, anything enzakalile ngiyakhona. Ne? Yeah, it's gonna be dope. Masai, that's a dope dude. Ngayithanda ishane sakhe. Yeah. As pass, we're trying to push this this poetry thing, yabo. We're trying to push ngalendlela because it's the only way that's gonna get people talking. Let's talk by words. We are hurt as a country. We are hurt as as a generation. We are hurt as a culture. Yabo. So in order to see here, we need to talk about it. So I'm excited as we're gonna find people. So but all about us we have just kuluma poets. Those people I want to offer nobody. We need to listen to poets because not just poets, like artists in fact, because there's a way of in life that they uniquely have. Yeah, so hopefully Sizoyenza is another show. There's only 2 shows, isn't it?
Yeah, so far it's just 2 shows.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's another one that might be coming up.
Yeah, we'll film confirm. Yeah, no. Good. So peace out, people. We say sink and swim, but you keep your head above water. Hopefully it's on Mona soon, ne? Soon, ne?
We're done, man, so we have time, so yeah.
Yeah, we should record as often as we can, ne? Okay. So peace out. Ashe.